All right, we're live.
Oh, we're going?
Yeah, what up, though?
We got topics.
Yeah, we do. Actually, we have a press conference.
Do we?
Gotta talk about that press conference.
I couldn't get myself to watch the entire hour and 20 minutes, man. I looked at a little bit of it, but I kind of just listened to the comics make fun of him because it was so bad. I heard.
I watched the entire thing.
All
Start.
right. So what do you say about it? Was he presidential? Not really. Huh?
Was he presidential? No, just no.
Or
Definitely.
was he coherent?
Uh, no.
Woo! If the answer's not yes, then you fucked up. God
No.
damn.
He was all over the place. But you know what? He wasn't any different than he was on the campaign trail in the debates. Before the nomination and while he was campaigning for it against all the other Republicans. He was exactly the same. I don't think anyone who supported Trump supported him believing he was going to be anywhere near a good or decent orator at all. Like, I don't really think it even matters, but it was terrible.
God damn, man.
It was terrible.
Should I be afraid?
No, if you supported him before, he didn't do anything to really change that.
All right, I guess that's we're
He
setting a
didn't
very
do,
low bar for
you know,
anomalies, bro.
he's still thin skinned. He still can't talk, makes up words, says whatever comes to mind. He's same Donald Trump. I mean, you didn't really elect him for anything. I mean, you knew that ahead of time, though, going into it, so it wasn't anything new.
But ultimately, though, what happened in Sweden?
The Sweden attack last night. I don't know. He was referring to he's referring to a Fox story that didn't run the night before from whatever Carlson, whatever the guy is, talking about the migrant crisis in Sweden. I don't know what he was talking about as far as terrorist attack. There was a story on Sweden ran on Fox News. Just Trump being Trump. Shit,
I don't know, man. I feel like he's fucking up. Like, look, this is kind of what you and I wanted. We wanted him to fuck up the system, dog. But he's doing it so fucking abruptly that I'm not even comfortable with it, dog.
it is quite a sight to see. Like, I'm just like, wow, like the stuff is like indefensible too. Like, you literally have to just say like the most outrageous shit. You can't even spin some of this shit. It's just like, wow, really? Oh god, Trump is the gift that keeps on giving. But so far, much what we expected.
I'm saying, but ultimately, man, I think it's gonna be determined by whether or not he brought the jobs back to America, man. Like, what's he bringing back, though? We need some jobs back over here. I mean, you saw that map that Napoleon put up about how 50% of the country lives like in 30 counties.
It's like I'm still trying to get like a hold of like how important is it to be presidential? Like, if his policies are sound or if the results are sound, does it matter that he's unpresidential? Like, it's going to be an interesting 4 years if he makes it for 4 years.
How can you even say that, though?
Say what?
That it doesn't matter if he's presidential. I mean, the actions that he's already taken have, hurt the country's goals.
Which actions are those specifically?
Play contrarian. I don't really know what there is to talk about.
I mean, which actions specifically has he taken? Let's talk about them.
You could do the Muslim ban. You could do the shit with NATO and our allies. You could do, filling his cabinet with white supremacists. The thing with Flynn. I mean,
Let me ask you a question. Can you name some non-racist Republicans? I asked someone else that earlier today. It's just like if you're a Republican, you're automatically racist. I don't even think that's really
Abraham Lincoln's not racist.
Yeah, I don't even think it's meaningful anymore. Like, when's the last time we had a Republican president who wasn't a racist or didn't like black people? Like, it's kind of it's kind of like that's just it almost doesn't even mean anything. The moment a Republican got elected, he was automatically a white supremacist, regardless of whether he was in his heart or not. It doesn't even really matter. People don't even believe there are non-racist Republicans.
See, but the thing is that you're saying it like it's like if it's not true, but actually it is true. Unfortunately, there hasn't been a non-racist Republican since the 1960s, except maybe Mitt Romney, dog. Maybe Mitt Romney. I fuck with Mitt.
All conservatives are racist, huh? All Republicans. I'm sorry.
So what is that?
Well, my thing about that is that's with the exception for Bannon, who is a blazing Nazi. No, nothing you can even say about that. It's almost like, how are you going to get a republic? How are Republicans going to be in Congress and us not have white supremacists in Congress? Like, it's just they're one and the same. Like, white supremacists and Republican are synonymous. It's not even like it doesn't have any meaning. They're interchangeable.
Okay. All right. That perhaps, yeah. But I mean, that doesn't make it okay.
It's never been okay. It's been a fact of life since slaves were freed. I don't think okay is even in the discussion. There's no option to get rid of them or to remove them from power. They are going to hold Congress or the White House one way or the other. I don't think okay is an option. We have to deal with it.
So where do you?
I mean, it's like saying it's not okay. Like, what does that even mean? Like, what are we supposed to do when almost all of Congress, controlling Congress and the White House, are white supremacists?
Not vote these people into power, I guess.
Okay, and then add to that half of America, actually over half of America, voting America, are white supremacists as well. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just a fact of life at this point. Like, we are behind enemy lines. It's just what it is. Negotiating with white supremacists has been the name of the game since day one. It's always been the name of the game. Getting people
that we need our own nation to hold us back.
No, it's been the name of the game. Getting people who say nigger to pass laws for us has been the name of the game since we got emancipated. Like, it's just what it is. Like, I don't see why it's so shocking or why we're so against sitting at the table with white supremacists when that's always been the name of the game. There's never been a time when we haven't had to deal or negotiate with Nazis in order to get advances. Like, I don't see why all of a sudden it's just unconscionable to even think that we could deal with these races. Like, people are just going way too far, in my opinion.
What does that mean?
What does what mean?
I mean, okay, so in the context of that, I mean, this is a result of people not voting.
I think that's more to do with the Democratic Party just dropping the ball. Like,
I think that we're lucky that people don't vote, because if they did vote, it'd be 100% Republicans in the Congress and the Senate like that.
Like,
I mean,
if you look at the demographics for Obama versus Hillary, like, it's just the DNC dropped the ball completely. I don't think the Republicans won. I think the Democrats just lost.
But the thing is that the DNC is too diverse. They can't rally around anything because they're so encompassing that they include people that don't agree with them. So they can't really rally around a certain issue. The Republicans are kind of like closed off.
The biggest problem with the DNC is that they don't speak to or give a damn about white men And in this country, white men run everything. So as long as Republicans have white men in their pocket, like it's always going to be a game, a pendulum swinging back and forth.
Sure.
It's just, I mean, if you look at the demographics, you're not going to get elected in any office by just pandering to blacks and gays. It's just not going to happen. You need whites to come out and vote.
Mm.
Trump got more women than Hillary. Like the Democrats are doing something wrong. Like case in point, they're just doing something wrong. And I don't know if Sanders was the answer. Just to throw that out there. I know everyone thinks Bernie should have ran. I don't think he was the answer.
I think it would have been nice, but I don't. It seemed like a bit of I don't know. But I mean, he did win the popular vote, which still, I mean, the thing is, unless you fix the way the elections are set up, bring them back into line with democracy, there's not gonna be a positive outcome.
Our democracy is like so heavily slanted Democratic that that would be a one party.
How is it slanted Democratic though?
Did you see the map that was posted earlier? The majority of the population live in California and New York.
Okay, so the majority of the people in
like if we left it up to a pure vote, it'd be very hard for Republicans to win after a certain point.
No, because like I said in the thread, bro, like the majority of the electorate lives in those counties or whatever, but those counties only represent like 3 counties in the whole state. So the rest of that state will be Republican, presumably. Like ultimately, like their state houses will be heavily Republican, and that's what funnels up to the federal level.
We need to fix the way that we vote. I think voting needs to be opened up more. I mean, voting needs to be accessible, and it's really not right now. If anything, we've done more to inhibit the right to vote over the last 10 years. We should be on a much higher standard as a country in how we vote, and we're not. And there's no excuse for it.
And the what was the other thing you said? The Muslim ban, that was just horribly executed. But that wasn't anything outlandish.
I don't even think it's about the execution. I mean,
by execution, I mean it shouldn't have been based off of religion. It shouldn't have been a Muslim ban. It should have just been a temporary halt on immigration from these security risks.
Maybe, but even then, the thing is, it's like it's a red herring, basically. I mean, our immigration policies are very strict, and there is a lot of vetting. So when we act like that's not the case, I mean, it's garbage.
Yeah, but there's it makes sense. Or let me frame it like this: does it make sense to you to not allow fighting age men and women to enter America from countries that were actively bombing? Would that make sense?
Yes.
I mean, it makes sense. Like if you're at war with a country, you don't freely allow fighting age men and women into your country from that country. It makes a lot of sense. But now we have undeclared wars where we're not actually at war with these countries. We're just bombing the shit out of them. And when someone says we shouldn't let everyone from those countries in, everyone's like, whoa. What's going on? I think there's a lot of ground in a way that they could have got these bans put in place that would have went a lot smoother and been easier to digest for the public.
Well, the thing is, I mean, that's obviously a problem, the undeclared wars and all of that. But at the same time, the people who are refugees and migrants, etc., they're A, a result of our policies, and B, there's international conventions that we've signed that we're supposed to be accepting refugees. And people can
And
act like it's
I
brand
hope
new.
I hope Trump pulls out of those. I really hope he does.
Based on what, though? The thing is, there isn't even data to support the bans that the idea that refugees are some serious threat to us. You understand that, right?
Right. Absolutely. It's political. It's one of the things he. Go ahead.
If this was data driven, maybe that would be one thing, but it's not. It's driven on a racist ideology of white supremacy.
Anecdotally, 88, where are your people from? Like, where's your family from? What island?
I'm Jamaican and Irish, if it matters.
All right, so if we went to war with Jamaica or Ireland or whatever, like, whose side would you fight on? You feel me? Like, you might support their side. What do we know?
Well, I am a U.S. citizen, so
Doesn't mean anything.
All right, so the concentration.
I'm just saying. There's ground to stand on for restricting the movements of people from nations you are actively bombing, where people are actually dying at your hand. There's definitely an argument that could be made there.
The solution there, though, is, man, stop fucking bombing. Listen to Bernie, bro.
Obviously that's the solution. But to say that we can just drop bombs on a nation and we should still freely allow fighting age people from that country into our country is I mean.
Okay, but are we dropping bombs in all 7 countries that we banned? I don't think we are.
4 of them, but
okay, so it's 4. So 3 of them are innocent.
And then it's like, how do you square the fact that we're not taking our own interpreters and like people who have put their lives on the line for us for the last 17 years?
That's true, man. Those are real Americans right there.
That's crazy.
Those are real Americans.
Yeah.
Trade-offs, man. That's how I square trade-offs. There's always going to be some losses.
I don't think so. I mean,
collateral damage.
There you go. Thank you. Collateral damage, man.
In a country built on immigration, I don't think that.
I don't think we can maintain or sustain that kind of a nation anymore. I don't think we could be what we've always been. I don't think we can be the melting pot that we've always been anymore.
Well, I think if you buy.
Yeah, we're definitely not a melting pot. Sure.
Dad, if you buy into white supremacist ideology, then yeah, that can't happen.
It's
right?
I don't think you know what. Specifically talking about the wall here now, like every country maintains its borders, and why is it white supremacy the moment it's done in the United States? Other countries do it. Yeah,
nobody's saying that though, Dad.
I'm just saying
that's straw man.
Xenophobia or however it's framed in several articles. Like, why is everyone so up in arms the moment we suggest doing something that other nations have been doing for years?
Because it's wrong when they do it. It doesn't make it right just because other people do it. I mean,
that's right. We just don't care about them, but it doesn't make it right. He's right.
I wish people had that attitude when they came to healthcare and education. It doesn't matter what they're doing. I wish that attitude. I wish that was consistent.
But it doesn't matter what they're doing. Right is right. If they're doing the right thing, we should do the right thing too. Or if they're doing the wrong thing, we should still do the right thing.
So you guys don't think that we should secure our borders?
I'm all with you on that.
Dad, you see, you're trying to conflate multiple ideas and theories here.
Well, the immigration thing is already. I believe the court shot it down, and he's issuing a new executive order.
But ultimately, what has to happen is that we have to reform immigration, though, because immigration is fucked up, like AA said.
It is fucked up. It is fucked up.
But the Republicans don't want to do quote unquote amnesty. But that's the only way to do it, as we learned from the Dominicans. I don't know, man.
So at the end of the day, anything else really stick out to you guys lately?
What happened?
Anything
I'm
else
sorry.
stick out to you guys?
Outside of the courts and the travel ban, this is still can't believe the courts did that. That was crazy. Even if the ban was shitty, I still can't believe the courts did that. But
Didn't you have a comment to make on the public education system?
oh yeah, oh yeah, we're definitely gonna get to that. But
okay.
Do you guys think the immigration ban is just so messy? Do you guys think that it was right of the courts to well, of course you guys do. Who the fuck forgot who I was fucking talking to? Open the door for possibly removing themselves from such decision making. Like, let's say something was to happen, the spin would be Trump was unable to keep us safe because of the courts, and that could potentially make way for the president being able to completely ignore the courts going forward.
That's important.
I don't see how it's going to that. I mean, ultimately, because like it got rejected on one level, but it's gonna go to the Supreme Court, so we're gonna get an ultimate decision on it.
I was reading, and it's the reason the president has that power is because he has information that judges don't have. So not saying that there is an actual risk or threat, but for someone uninformed to overrule someone informed, it just doesn't sit well with me at all.
That's fine, man. But we are a nation of laws, bro. That's what sets us apart from other countries, right? So if they really want to have their way, I mean,
well, on the books, he lawfully has that power. The president's the office lawfully has that power. I mean, saying we're a nation of laws isn't really the issue. If I read the court's decision, and really Giuliani calling it a Muslim ban or confessing that Trump asked for a way to ban Muslims is really what was, condemned the whole thing. It was even mentioned in their decision. It was just done.
So it's semantics.
Yeah, it was just done very poorly. Like, it's just poor execution.
It was sloppy. But based on that sloppiness, the court has to do what the court has to do. I mean, if they had done it in the way that wasn't directed at a religion, then maybe the courts wouldn't have had any other way to talk about it. It would have been approved because it's not about religion. But in this case, it comes off as a Muslim ban, which is what's it called? Not constitutional.
Yeah, I mean, the way that we're set up, we have to be a nation of courts. There has to be checks and balances.
I'm sorry, I'm reading through this. Oh, well, yep, there's 88, yep. Jaw focus, yep. The usual gun guys. Broke wave, yep. Okay. All right, I'm sorry, I have to read through that thread real quick. Oh, the Second Amendment always does numbers.
I'm all for that, though.
Yeah, few things get people as riled up as the Second Amendment coming for the guns.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, though, I mean,
we should be more riled up on the First Amendment with the way that they're attacking the media right now.
The media. To me, I haven't seen any legislation to do anything to the media. If the media can dish it out, they should be able to take it. If there's a bill put forth to tamper with the media, then that's a different issue. But right now, they can talk and say whatever they want back and forth. First Amendment, right?
True. I suppose.
The media just, I don't know. They dish it out so hard, and then when someone says something back to them, it's just the end of the world. It's hilarious.
Nah, but it's not when someone says something back to them. It's when someone pretends that facts aren't facts. You feel me? Like it's like you're dishing out alternative facts as actual facts, and you're saying that everything that's coming out of the media is a lie when it's actually true.
Well, he
I
that's
mean, and you know the country is stupid enough to believe it. That's a problem. So it's like they're defensive about it.
that's a hell of a way to frame it. He said the leaks are real, the news is fake. I don't
That's
think
fuck- that's you see that shit there, that's ridiculous, bro. The leaks are real, the news is fake. So he admits that his fucking administration is leaking like a faucet.
wow, leaking like a see. This is the problem.
No, but it
What you're
is.
doing
I mean,
now is the problem.
ever in presidential history, like or recent presidential history, have I noticed like an administration have so many leaks in the first like few weeks, man? There's a lot of shit going on right now.
I've never seen an administration in such disarray this early on, and I've never seen a media like the Trump media that we've witnessed from his initial start of his campaign till now. Like both of these things are new. Like both of these things have never been seen before.
I mean, I know it's a factor that he's a celebrity. And to his defense, I mean, they're brand new. They weren't really politicians. And Sean Spicer did do a better job today than he did most other days. Maybe they're calming down now. But this shit so far has been a fucking mess.
The Flynn thing,
The
is,
Flynn thing, just the straight up lying thing, the Kellyanne Conway thing, the Spicer thing, the Trump thing. They're all just fucking liars, bro. It's embarrassing.
Conway's an idiot. I don't know why she's still he must like her. He must like
He must love her.
yeah,
That's his actual
does a
wife.
terrible job.
That's his actual wife, man, not Melania.
I don't know. The Trump and the media have had this relationship for a long time. And at the end of the day, like I always try to get down to the facts, like what's happened, like what are people saying he should be impeached for, what crimes have been committed, and it's always nothing. It's just like every night they get on there to do more fluff around something that might potentially be an issue.
Well, he shouldn't be impeached yet. You know what I'm saying? Like we'll get to that. Like he'll
We'll get to that.
he'll fuck himself up.
Well, like no one has any evidence of any actual laws being broken. You know, there's multiple investigations going, yet every night you hear about it as though there is. Like it's just,
We're working on it. We're working on it.
yeah. Everyone is where. Yeah, he is at war with the state. It's crazy to even see a president under attack from intelligence agencies. Like, but I guess that's what happens when you call them out and bash them and criticize them openly.
Yeah, but that's what happens when they can't feel comfortable giving you the information they're supposed to give you because you are not a reliable person or you're not a smart person.
He's not a he's not a establishment person.
Nah, man, I don't even think it's about being an establishment. He's an idiot. It's the problem. I mean, he's on Twitter every other minute. So it's like, how can you feel comfortable giving this guy any information? He's in Russia's pocket.
Wow, that's a strong allegation.
I mean, that's what their religion, bro. The intelligence agencies. So it is what it is.
The Cold War propaganda is just it's out of this world. Like we are just,
but it's coming from the administration.
We're just supposed to forever hate Russia. Well, I mean, regardless of the source, like it's just insane. It's always been there. It was there when I was a child. Like we're just indoctrinated to hate Russia on every level. It's crazy.
I see where you're getting at, man, and I agree with you because I really personally don't give a fuck what Russia does if it doesn't affect me. But you know, we have certain treaties and things we have to abide by. You know, we have agreements with set forth. I mean, NATO is not a fake thing to be on my ADHDs NATO's a real establishment thing. You know, we have to abide by that.
Oh, way way too short though. He would have had at least 5 or 10 more minutes on that.
I don't have it in me, man.
The Trump, I'll say this about Trump. The Trump we're seeing now is the exact same Trump that we elected. So it's just like, I mean, I haven't seen anything that was like shocking. The volume of tweets is a little higher than I thought, but other than that, like, I already knew he couldn't talk for shit. I already knew he was thin-skinned. I already knew all of that. I already knew his press conferences were going to be bad. I'm just I still have faith that he's a good businessman behind closed doors and he'll negotiate some good deals. Whether that, and once that proves to fall through, then we'll see what we're left with then. But I mean, this is pretty much what everyone signed up for. Fuckery, yeah. Straight
That's what I signed up for. That's what I signed up for.
Straight fuckery.
Still Stein 2016, baby.
I can't wait to see everything he has in store for African Americans. It'd be interesting if he actually does something meaningful. A lot of people will be torn.
No, I mean, we got to celebrate the good with the bad, bro. So whatever good he does. I mean, we'll see. But I he just seems incapable of it because I feel like he has good intentions, but he surrounded himself with people that don't. They have their own intentions in mind. So, and he's not smart enough to decipher the difference between what's good for the country and what's good for those individuals. Because they're gonna sell it as if it's good for the country when it's really just good for them.
For sure. Yeah,
and
definitely.
And he's gonna fall for it.
Absolutely. It's definitely going to be a love-hate thing with Trump. For every new regulation, 2 more have to be removed. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
It's not happening though.
I love it. Stuff like that I can really get behind, but then there's some things it's just like, oh man, come on.
So you like the bullshit he's telling you then, huh?
Well, we'll see what happens, man. We're gonna see what happens. Serious out of nowhere. We're gonna see what happens. It's
Where's the 88 at?
He ducked out.
What?
Apparently.
Shit. I didn't even get a message, dude.
You were invited, man.
I mean, it didn't pop up on my phone at all. I had to like go to the thing and press on it, the old school way.
Oh, you turned your alerts off? What you been up to?
Me?
Yeah, you been creeping, man? What's going on?
What you doing? This is live.
Turning your alerts off and shit. I already know what that life's about. You like that? Can't have the phone making sounds and shit, lighting up and shit,
Yeah, how'd that end up for you, man?
Oh man, I completely torpedoed my life, man.
God damn.
That shit went bad,
just
man.
blame it on being a business owner, man.
It's like it's not something yet,
business.
but it's like matter of fact. Actually, no, we fucking live. I can't talk about that, but rules were broken, man. I didn't follow protocol. Now shit's
you got sloppy, man. You got sloppy.
Not even that, man. I got sloppy with my emotions. I'll just leave it at that, man.
This nigga caught feelings, though. That's supposed to be a female trait.
yeah, man. This shit went bad, man. It's all good though. We'll see what happens.
My cell died.
It's cool.
So we got alerts off and cell phone died. You know, the two good.
I think 88. Don't you're not married. You have a girl though, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's a one-woman man. He's doing it right. Good for you. Good for you, 88.
He sounds so happy.
It's a good. Hey, man. If if I could do it over again, that's the way to go, man. That's the way to go. Mistakes were made, but
Oh boy.
fucking hell, man.
Gotta do what you gotta do.
The Homeland Security, this new force. What is it? ICE, Vice,
BRB.
Yeah, I forget what he's calling it now. Hold on, let me find that for it. Something like 10,000 or was it 100,000? I'm not sure. New officers on the border.
I had like 10 or 15,000.
Yeah, something like that.
That shit's fucking waste of money. You know, it's like how dead. Like I said in the thread, how much is that gonna fucking cost?
It's
A lot, right? More than a little.
let's talk about cost. Do you think there is a cost to the illegal immigration?
Your mic cut out.
A cost to illegal immigration? Yeah, of course there is. But at the same time, I don't know. You know, the thing is, Jesus. It's like how there's no real easy way to calculate it, you know, and there's also a benefit as well. So you can't just say, it's just not that simple. And I, you know, from what I've read, you can show that there's a net benefit of immigration as opposed to deporting these people. I mean, the real cost of deporting and detaining and economic loss of activity of getting rid of immigrants it's astronomical. It affects everything, and that's why economists and business owners are freaking out about it. So clearly, I think deporting them costs a lot more than them staying, and that's not a argument. That's not an emotional argument like people like to complain about.
Would you feel the same way if there wasn't an economic benefit to having them? Like, let's say those jobs were all automized and the machines took over. Would you still feel the same about the people coming over if there was no jobs for them?
Well, again, back in the real world, there's negative immigration going on in this country. Yeah, you've got an issue right there because, you know, in all actuality.
But would you still feel as though we should allow illegal immigrants to stay if there was no work?
Will they be? It would matter more. But when you have the external factors of what's actually making, again, this doesn't matter because immigration is actually down. People are actually leaving the country. And we have a healthy birth rate in this country, largely due to immigrants. I mean, we could be in the same position as Japan or Europe. So there's a lot to it. And unless you're some, you know, basically a bigot, how else do you have this in your mind, pure excuse to prevent this from happening.
Well, a lot of people, I hear about this at the bar almost every night. This is like topic of choice. It's just, there's just like, they feel as though these are white people when I say they feel as though they're subsidizing immigrants because they come here and then they have children. And those children, contrary to what everyone likes to believe, do receive benefits because they're citizens. So those immigrant households do receive are subsidized by taxpayers if there's a child present.
Right. And that's, again, a very...
They also really support Trump's latest order where he specifies criminals because they don't believe taxpayers should be housing, or they have to pay for illegal alien criminals is a big deal to them. Like that's like a huge, like they're at the point where, you know, if illegal aliens commit crimes and they get shot, oh well, like they don't give a fuck. Like we should just shoot them dead. Like they're at the point where we should just shoot them dead. Like, okay, you illegally entered the country and broke the law. Like, okay, and why should we
no
care?
medical
Like,
attention for you.
Yeah, no, they literally, like they give no fucks. Like it's just there's a temperament, and I don't want to speak for white America, but there's a temperament, there's a demographic in white America that really gives no fucks for illegal aliens. Like they're they see them as lawbreakers, which is true, which is absolutely true. Like they aren't, you know, wrong. There are laws that are being broken. They're criminals just coming here. So when they do wrong, it's fuck them. You know what I mean? Like that's just where they're at with it.
I mean, but I would think that they would be more upset at the fact that illegal immigration, these guys are taking like a lot of craftsmanship jobs. You know, they're taking a lot of like specialized like they're not just picking cherries and strawberries. Like they're doing a lot of laborious like
here in Fresno, California, they're just doing ag jobs. Like that's all that we see, and no one is concerned with that because illegal immigrants that work in ag don't receive benefits. They get treated very poorly. Like it's not slave labor, but it's pretty damn close. And you know,
but at the same time,
what are you talking about?
Migrant workers here in the valley.
Oh, okay, specifically, yeah. Uh-huh.
Like
Okay.
just ag workers. Like there's a lot of farmers that comes over. They're just like, you don't really have to. There's no checks and balances on these farmers as far as illegal aliens because the illegals aren't going to any authorities about anything. They're just going to take what they can get. Like I never even ask if they're getting paid minimum wage. I just kind of just let it just goes unsaid. But I don't know what they're getting paid.
Yeah, and I think I don't think we should base our assumptions on just not knowing at the same time. I mean, are they taking? No. Do they have other things? Most likely not. But they are being compensated in one way or another, and that doesn't make it any better. But they're coming here by choice to do a job. And the thing is, if there was a legal framework for them to be coming here,
well, there is.
So not for migrant workers, and yeah.
The would you just don't like the wall for what it represents, or is
I think it's not what it represents. Well, what it represents is fucking horrific, honestly. You know, really, if you think about it. And the cost, I mean, again, there's no justification for building a wall like that.
I feel like the wall
it doesn't make sense.
It's a statement.
In the wall.
I just feel like the whole illegal immigration and the wall crisis is just like a scapegoat, just to let you have someone to blame for pushing through bullshit. It's really a deflection. I mean, it's not. I feel like there's bigger things that America should be focusing on. I mean, I feel like this isn't this like it's not. It's an issue, but it's not like a major issue. You know, nobody's like rolls over in the middle of the night about illegal immigration. You know.
Well, you got to remember, it's a campaign promise from Trump, so he's going to move forward on it. Like his supporters expected of him, like as much as as much as we dislike it, it's something that the people who support him really wanted. So I mean, there's a segment of the country that really wants a wall.
I don't know if that matters though.
Well, it's apparently it does. Apparently it does. Apparently that's enough for it to get built, or at least started. I don't even know if it'll actually ever come to fruition, but it's definitely being talked about and shopped around like it's about to happen. And what is do those people matter? Like when I since your guys are on the left, do the people that want these things actually matter to you? Like you make a question like, I don't think it matters that they want it. Like do they matter at all?
Because if it's not that they don't matter as people, they're what they're choosing to rally around. If it doesn't make sense economically, I mean, what the fuck are you really supporting? It's grounded in, hate to go back to that, it's essentially white supremacy. If you're not making actions based on facts or, what the fuck are you doing? It's stupid. It makes no fucking sense. And I think anyone should be opposed to it. You're going to base your actions on what? It's stupid. You know what I mean?
Sounds American.
Yeah, and that, cheers. But at the same time, it's like, come on. Think about that. You're gonna. The same thing goes with the Brexit. You're gonna cost the country $1 trillion because you don't like fucking immigrants? It's absurd.
People, I guess people value their culture. These are the things I hear at the bar about Mexicans becoming the majority, diluting white blood.
Hey, we knew this was one of the things, man. At least they're admitting it.
Yeah, they admit that too. They feel like American culture is under attack. They do. Hey, I can't laugh when they say it. That's why I gotten so good at just staying like they absolutely mean it. They absolutely mean that when they.
We
say
know
it.
they do because that's what makes America mean. That's what make America great again means. It means.
And these people are voting America. Like these are the people that show up to the polls no matter what. These are the people these are people who you can't just ignore. Like these are the people that are at the town halls, they're at city hall for fucking random shit. Like these are the people that are involved. Like as crazy as the Tea Party is, those people are fucking active.
Man, I'm trying to get people to make sure that they vote on March 7th, man. Shit.
It's like we call them crazy and we laugh at their ideas, and then now they control Congress and the White House. Like they get shit done. They for whatever reason they get shit done. The left is just fucking, I don't know, identity crisis. What? I don't know.
I just don't think there's I mean, they can agree on what they don't want, but they can't agree on a candidate. That's the problem.
Well, there's nobody looking very promising on the horizon.
Maybe not. Maybe.
It's crazy. I don't know. What's the other thing that they always say? Progressive is used as a slur. It's like an insult to call someone a progressive. But
that's crazy.
They'll they'll say, how can you advocate for allowing immigrants into the country? This is all about Mexicans, mind you. No one's there. There's never the topics. The words that are used don't actually matter. They're just talking about Mexicans crossing the our southern border. They're like, how can you allow all these people in while at the same time saying you want to raise the minimum wage to $15 an hour? Like, you're literally trying to price them out of a job before they even get here. Like, they just attack progressives completely. It's hilarious to hear them going. Granted, they've been drinking, but it's just hilarious. And I was thinking, well, that actually makes sense. Could you imagine? And I talked to a few farmers. Like, if minimum wage went up to $15, like these people who come here would not have jobs. The farmers would not be employing these people at $15 an hour.
It doesn't make sense, bro, because the
Well,
premise is wrong.
the thing is, the farmers probably can't. Well, I mean, a lot of farming is corporate, but there are still some big farmers. But no, I mean, the thing is that they can't even afford. In the first place, they're subsidized, and in a lot of states, farmers are legally allowed to pay less than minimum wage. Actually, so
you would have to. That's how bad of an idea it is that you would have to exempt people from the federal law just so they could keep operating. Like, that doesn't that seem a little insane, or is that just business as usual to the left? Since
So
I'm saying the left because they are the ones promoting the minimum wage increase.
Well, that's not just the left, though. I mean, that's farming. That's a business. I mean, it's always been like that. So you can't really just write it off and say, unfortunately, the way the country is.
But if we stop subsidizing farms, like, what would happen? I don't understand. Like,
well,
why do we subsidize them so much?
I think a lot of it's historical, but at the same time, obviously, I mean, the food supply is a national security issue.
That's always been the argument for it, is national security, being self-sustained.
Yeah,
and
I mean, and that's
jazz.
It is understandable, though.
No, it is. Absolutely. Yeah. But we subsidize some industries far too heavily. It's just the way it's done. I think there was a point where we just kind of gave farmers whatever they said they needed or whatever they wanted. Like, it's out of control. Like, I don't know. But I mean, yeah, it's a security issue, so. But it was still one of the few good points, like allowing an increased number of workers into the country while simultaneously saying we should raise the minimum wage for those at the bottom. Does not seem to go hand in hand.
Yeah, it's a real conundrum. I mean, and I think at the same time, there has been a lot of automation in agriculture as well. Is it ever going to strip everything? No, of course not. So, I mean, you really have to create a legal framework for these people to work, or what everyone's worried about, at least in agriculture. But I mean, I think the same can be really applied across the board. If we don't have enough workers, the economy will grind to a halt.
Crazy to think to even, with unemployment being such a big issue, it's crazy to even entertain the idea of something like that happening. But yeah, it's true.
Yeah,
definitely true. All right, we're at an hour, guys.
All right, guys. Good talking.